Yes.
This is Greg.
Yes,
I
Greg.
have to jump off at 3 o'clock for a case management conference with a federal judge, but Nora will be here in my stead if the meeting is still going.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Am I on?
Yeah, but use it on you when you want to talk.
Okay.
Hi, Arm.
Hi.
No.
Ashley, are you hosting this meeting?
Yeah, Ashley is hosting. I'm on the phone with her. She's going live now.
Okay, great.
Just need a few seconds.
Okay, tell the council president when you guys are ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know it is.
Again, we ask all the participants to mute their phones unless they're speaking, addressing council.
Stay on until you do roll call,
Oh, all of you, yeah,
members.
right.
Okay, Council President, we should be ready to go.
All right, do we have a way of knowing whether our members are on?
The only members that I see or don't see are Councilman Jones and, oh, that's it. Ms. Simon is on now.
Okay.
Mr. Jones, are you on?
Okay, well, we're going to, was that Purnell? I'm sorry, I thought I heard Purnell. Okay, all right, well, calling to order. There's some kind of background noise there. Calling to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, June the 19th. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll. Ms. Stevens?
Present.
Ms. Simon?
Here.
Ms. Baker?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Tuma?
Here.
Mr. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Schron?
Here.
Ms. Conwell?
Present.
Mr. Jones? Ms. Brown?
Here.
And Council President Brady?
Here.
You have a quorum.
All right. Under silent meditation, I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge the life of George Floyd. His name is George Floyd. He'll be laid to rest today. 2 weeks ago, we did not know his name. Today, the entire country and millions around the world do know his name. His name is George Floyd. Thank you. Madam Clerk, is there any public comment?
Mr. President, Ms. Lu submitted public comment to me via email, and I distributed that to all the council members.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes as printed on the agenda?
So moved
Second.
by Simon.
Second by Brown.
Thank you very much. All those in favor say, for the May 26, 2020 meeting, all those say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the minutes have been approved. Is there a message from the county executive? Is there a message from the county executive?
There is, if I can unmute. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. Last week, a bit of seeming good news came out with respect to the federal jobless report. The unemployment rate in the United States for April 2020, which is the most recent numbers, was almost 15%. While that's high, and it's up from 4.5% in March, it was lower than expected. That's the good news. The unemployment rate in Ohio for April was slightly higher than the national rate at almost 17%. Unfortunately, the unemployment rate in Cuyahoga County for April was 23.5%. That is a devastating number. I give you those numbers for three reasons. First, the high level of unemployment will undoubtedly impact our tax revenues. Second, it shows how much work lies ahead of us. With the state reopening and businesses reopening, we hope that those numbers will start coming down soon. Third relates to our focus on racial disparity. The Washington Post reported that the economic impact of COVID and the unemployment has fallen most heavily on African Americans. And that makes our work to attack structural racism all the more difficult and all the more important. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Clerk, would you help me out here with the receipt of the document submitted to council? Item 9.
Yes, Mr. President. On an annual basis, the Veterans Service Commission is required to submit its budget by June 1st to the council, and there's no action that's required by the council itself.
All right, thank you very much. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Clerk, please read the resolution.
Resolution number 2020-0104, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1800-172 with Zico Consulting for independent verification and validation services in connection with the Enterprise Resource Planning System project for the period February 2nd, 2018 through June 30, 2020, to extend the time period to December 31, 2021, to change the terms effective July 1, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $126,000.
Move to
Mr.
adopt.
President, this is Dale,
Hold
and I
on.
move to adopt.
Okay, I'll second that. Trevor, could you give us a short, the short version of this contract?
Yes, Council President. Trevor Mackler, County Council staff. Good afternoon, council members. For your consideration today is an 18-month contract extension with Zico Consulting, which is Zig Berzin's company, for continued oversight of the ERP project on behalf of the County Council. Zig's current contract expires on June 30th. And with this contract extension, the new end date will be December 31st, 2021. Due to revenue shortfall concerns for Cuyahoga County, COVID-19, and the current state of the ERP project, Zig and the county has mutually agreed to reduce his monthly contract amount and to reduce the number of times he travels here to Cuyahoga County. He has agreed to a monthly amount of $6,000, which is down from the current $15,400 per month. He will be traveling to Cuyahoga County once a quarter. On the months he travels to the county, he will be paid $7,000 per month. The total contract amount for the 18 months is $126,000. This equates to a decrease of $151,000 over the same amount of time under the current terms of the existing contract, which equates to a 55% decrease. The contract does have a standard 30-day termination clause if we need to end the contract sooner than expected.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2020-0105, authorizing an economic development fund business growth and attraction loan in the amount not to exceed $3,500,000 to Gojo Industries Incorporated for the benefit of a manufacturing facility project to be located at 5700 Lee Road South in the city of Maple Heights.
And this will be referred to economic development. Consideration of an ordinance of council for third reading adoption.
Ordinance number 2020-0011, amending sections 1304.03 and 1304.04 of the Cuyahoga County Code to provide for a grace period wherein chapter 1304 shall not be enforced until January 1, 2021, and penalties shall only be imposed for violations occurring on or after that date.
Move to adopt, Simon.
This is Dale, second.
Councilwoman Simon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, this simply is an extension of time to enforce the plastic bag ban in Cuyahoga County due to just some of the logistics of our enforcement department through and circumstances surrounding the COVID.
Any discussion or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Aye.
President, I didn't get my mute button. I'm just not quick enough.
Yes, Councilwoman Baker.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I know we've had our differences on this legislation, and I will be voting for this amendment because I think it's really a no-brainer that we don't want to threaten our grocers by penalizing them for using their own bags to keep the employees and customers safe. And as I said in committee, after we vote for this grace period penalty, the legislation will still continue to encourage patrons to bring their usable bags when shopping, and postponing the penalty is only postponing the penalty. I do think it sends a mixed message. I'm not, real happy about that, but for today's vote, I will be supporting the grace period. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Baker.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
Mr. President and my colleagues, I support the simple ordinance to extend the grace period on enforcement of the plastic bag ban until January 1st, 2021. Recent studies show very low probability of contracting coronavirus from surfaces. Nevertheless, out of an abundance of caution in the COVID-19 environment, it makes sense to delay the enforcement until January 1st of 2021. I do strongly believe that the basic reasons for doing a ban on plastic still remains very much in place. We really need to get control of the excessive flow of plastics into the waste stream, and I look forward to moving forward with full implementation on January 1st of 2021. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Legislation is adopted. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
The rules have been suspended.
Mr.
Clerk?
President, first I'd like to acknowledge that Mr. Jones is in attendance at the meeting now.
Okay.
And reading into the record, resolution number 2020-0106, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2020 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and for cash transfers.
This is Miller, move to adopt.
I'll second it.
Mr.
Councilman Miller?
President
Yes.
and my colleagues, this resolution is the regular bi-monthly agenda of amendments to the 2020 to 21 biennial budget. Questions have been directed to OBM and the questions sent to all, and the answers sent to all members. The resolution is mostly routine, consisting primarily of accounting adjustments and appropriation of grant funds. Notable is the appropriation of $145,000 for the Blue Economy Attraction and Marketing Project, which will enable Greater Cleveland to capitalize economically on its proximity to fresh water. $125,000 of that will come from the Cleveland Foundation and $20,000 from the County Sustainability Fund. An additional $75,000 from the Cleveland Foundation is expected next year. In addition, $1,291,534 is appropriated for overtime expenses required to clear the backlog of Medicaid caseload filings, and this backlog occurred pre-COVID-19. Also of note is a grant of $1,039,422 from the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services to facilitate implementation of best practices improvements in Cuyahoga County's child welfare system. I recommend passage on first reading suspension.
I understand Walter P. is here. If there are any questions, are there any questions regarding this item? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0107, approving cost savings agreements requiring employees in various bargaining units of the county to serve 10 unpaid furlough days, also known as cost savings days, during the period June 7th, 2020 through March 27th, 2021 for the collective bargaining units that are printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? This is, we had this discussion in executive committee. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0108, approving hazard pay agreements for employees in various bargaining units of the county as printed on the agenda.
Okay, move to adopt.
Second, this is Miller.
Councilman Miller. Any discussion? We also, of course, discussed this in executive committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Aye.
Thank you, Councilman. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2020-0109, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for the term July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2024, as printed on the agenda.
This will be referred to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2020-0110, confirming the county executive's reappointment of William H. Gary Sr. to serve on the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2023.
This will also be referred to HR.
Resolution number 2020-0111, adopting the annual alternative tax budget for the year 2021.
This will be referred to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0112, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1600-134 with CHM Warnick for asset management services for the Hilton Cleveland Downtown Hotel for the period June 28, 2016 through June 30, 2020, to extend the time period to June 30, 2023, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $763,200.
This will be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2020-0113, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 18017 with Medical Mutual of Ohio for stop-loss insurance services for county employees and their eligible dependents and Cuyahoga County Benefits Regionalization Program participants, employees, and their eligible dependents for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2019, to extend the time period to December 31, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,250,000.
This will be referred to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2020-0114, authorizing an award of $5 million of Coronavirus Relief Fund funds and $1,800,000 of Community Development Block Grant funds to CHN Housing Partners to provide emergency rental assistance to income-eligible tenants unable to pay their full monthly rent due to the economic impact from COVID-19.
So referred to Community Development.
Resolution number 2020-0115, making an award on requisition number 47694 to Data Bank IMX in the amount not to exceed $946,676 for on-base software support and maintenance for the period May 1, 2020 through December 31, 2023.
This will be referred to Finance.
Resolution number 2020-0116, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1900-233 with United Labor Agency Incorporated for operation of the Workforce Service Center, Job Seekers and Employer Services, and management of the on-the-job training program for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020, to extend the time period to December 31, 2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,127,112.17.
This will be referred to Education.
Resolution number 2020-0117, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1900-158 with Youth Opportunities Unlimited for the Comprehensive Case Management Employment Program, Employment, Education, and Training Services for Young Adults for the period April 1, 2019 through March 1, 2021, to extend the time period to March 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $3,999,722.
This will also go to Education.
Resolution number 2020-0118, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for emergency assistance services for the period May 1, 2018 through April 30, 2020, to extend the time period to April 30, 2021, and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $825,000.
This will go to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2020-0119, authorizing an amendment to a master agreement with various political subdivisions for community school-based Closing the Achievement Gap and American Program Services for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2019, to extend the time period to December 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $1,023,600 for the providers as listed on the agenda.
And this will also go to Education. Committee report and consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution number 2020-0100, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of various roads, avenues, and a street located in various municipalities in connection with the 2021-2024 Transportation Improvement Program, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvements for the projects as listed on the agenda.
And this item will move to the June 23rd council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption and suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2020-0087. Council members, this item was pending committee recommendation. The committee did so recommend it, and therefore I will read the new title into the record that was approved. And also I sent this via email for you for your record. A resolution authorizing various amendments to agreement number AG 18,067 with the Metro Health System for the Metro Health Select Network Health Benefit Plan for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2019. The two amendments are set out in the resolution for extending the time period, changing the terms, and then the second amendment will be allowing for the advance payments as was discussed in the committee of the whole meeting.
Move to adopt.
Second, this is Dale.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0098, making awards on requisition number 48436 to various contractors in the total amount not to exceed $15 million for on-call COVID-19 emergency building modifications for the period June 10, 2020 through June 9, 2021, with the providers and in the anticipated amounts expected to be as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt. Motion to adopt.
Moved and seconded.
Second.
Councilman Tuma, do you have any comments on this?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. This piece of legislation, as you know, was introduced May 26, 2020. It was referred to Public Works Committee and discussed in committee again on June the 3rd and again on June the 8th. This legislation will allow the county to take prompt, proactive role in making modifications to adapt the requirements of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as we know, federal monies in the amount of $215 million were provided to cover non-budgeted expenses directly related to this pandemic. And these construction projects will involve technology updates, facility modifications, public interface reconfigurations, courtroom modifications, and security checkpoint modifications, in addition to anything else brought forth by Public Works. In addition, this piece of legislation represents an amended piece of legislation that was amended in committee. We called for a weekly reporting of the activities to the Public Works Committee. Also, a second RFQ will be issued to select diverse qualified contractors to perform the remaining work. Public Works will also take steps to ensure that the bid specifications will allow a wide net of applicants. In addition to that, CARES Act fund, as of today, must be used by the end of 2020. So with that said, I want to thank my colleagues on council for their wide and ongoing discussion, in-depth discussion regarding this piece of legislation, as well as the administration, in particular, Mr. Dever, for his hard work in allowing us to come to a amicable resolution on this important piece. So with that, I'll ask for, I believe we have a motion already in place, and I would ask for council's support on this legislation moving forward.
All right, Councilman, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Tuma, I just want to thank you for the work that you put into this resolution. This is one of the more significant and more complicated pieces that we've seen in front of us, and it's still basically in front of us. So thank you very much. If there are no further comments on this legislation, then I will.
Council President, I just would like to say I do support the changes, so I will be voting for this legislation. And I just want to acknowledge also your support, as well as Scott Tuma, in hearing the concerns and working promptly to address them, as well as the administration and the work that they put in. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman Miller.
Mr. President, my colleagues, the tragic death of George Floyd highlights the severe and continuing racial inequities that we have. It is the responsibility of all of us as leaders to translate protest into positive action. The modifications to the original concept for this contract are such a positive step. They will create greater diversity in the performance of work. In particular, the changes are responsive to the biggest problem identified in the last disparity study, large racial disparities in prime contracting. The revised procurement program for the building modifications will help the county find new prime contractors, hopefully including MBEs and FBEs. I commend Director Dever and his team, Council President Brady, and Councilpersons Tuma, Jones, Brown, and Conwell for their leadership on these positive changes.
Thank you, Councilman Miller. Anybody else?
Yes, Councilman Brady. I just like to again thank Mike Dever and in fact his entire team as we worked on this legislation, and he did an incredible job of really just trying to respond to all of our concerns. And I believe with this first one, we have a piece of legislation, and the second phase, one where we will respond more to the concerns of the contractors within this region as well. But as we discuss the process, I just want everyone to know that those individuals who've been a part of this every step of the way have been very professional and done an excellent job, from those who do everything from the scoring to our colleagues to just everyone involved in these two pieces of legislation. So again, I just want to commend them all, and I look forward to working on the next phase of this legislation.
Thank you, Councilman. All those in favor, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0099, making an award on requisition number 48108 to Relmick Mechanical in the amount not to exceed $679,960 for the medical examiner's building air handling unit 4 replacement project for the period June 10, 2020 through January 27, 2021.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Tuma, sorry about that. Mr. President?
Yes.
Okay. As far as this piece of legislation, it was introduced May 26, 2020, and we discussed this at the Public Works Committee on June the 3rd. Again, as it indicates, this is a replacement of an air handling system on the 6th floor of the medical examiner's building. The winning bid actually came in below estimates, and the estimated start date for this project is June 2020. So as you can see, we're up against it as far as time goes, and I would ask for my colleagues' support on this moving forward.
All those in favor say aye.
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 The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0101, making an award on requisition number 48104 to Katz Construction Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,645,588.10 for resurfacing East 131st Street from Forestdale Drive to Miles Road in the cities of Cleveland and Garfield Heights. This item was pending committee recommendation and did receive that recommendation.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And Mr. President, as far as this legislation goes, we heard this in committee on June 3rd. Ms. Nicole English presented it to us. This is again dealing with the area from East 31st Street, from Forestdale to Miles Road, which includes Cleveland District 7 and Garfield Heights District 8. The estimated start date here is July 6, 2020 to be finished November 6th of 2020 is the projected timeframe on this. So we're asking for our colleagues to move forward with this legislation as well.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye. And if you could add my name to the legislation.
add Councilman Jones's name.
Yes, Mr. Jones, your name is on the legislation.
All right.
Thank you.
The ayes have it. The legislation is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0102, making an award on requisition number 47359 to Trinity Services Group Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $8,926,659 for jail food services for the period June 15, 2020 through June 14, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this was heard in committee last week. Initially, we thought moving it out quicker with a different date would help, but I think the date is correct. Moving it under suspension is the proper thing to do. So if everybody's okay with this, this will get the food in the jail up to what we hope to be acceptable levels, and hopefully checking another problem over there off the list.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The resolution is adopted. And Chairman Gallagher, thank you for your perseverance on this issue over a long period of time.
Thank you, sir.
Resolution number 2020-0103, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1900-189 with J.C. Penney Corporation Incorporated for emergency clothing assistance for the period May 1, 2019 through April 30, 2020, to extend the time period to April 30, 2021, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $750,000.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right. To my colleagues, this legislation was heard on June 3rd in the Health and Human Services Committee. It is about the children in our care. It's an emergency measure during the COVID-19 pandemic for emergency clothes. So I ask that my colleagues support this legislation.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Thank you, Councilwoman. Miscellaneous committee reports. That's why we're set up here. You just better chime in, I guess. If you're-
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman Miller.
to my colleagues, Finance and Budgeting Committee, we'll meet at our regular time this coming Monday, June 15th at 1 p.m. to hear legislation that has been referred, and also to discuss spending the Federal CARE Act funds. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. President, Economic Development will meet following that at 3 o'clock on Monday.
Thank you, Councilman.
Health and
Chairman?
Human Services, Chairman Brady will be on the 17th of June at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
This is
And
Council-
Community Development will meet Monday, June 15th at 10 a.m. to deal with the legislation presented today.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Brown, Human Resources Appointment and Equity, I believe we'll meet on Tuesday, the 16th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Councilwoman Simon, we will have our education environment meeting on June 17th at 3, our regularly scheduled time.
Thank you.
Mr. President, Public Works will meet on the 17th at a regular scheduled time. Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none. Is there any miscellaneous business before the council? Hearing none, this council meeting is adjourned, and thank you for your participation.
Thank you.